Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the last class, we have completed with the proc options procedure to find out what are the global options that we have. So proc options print the global options in the log window. And then we have seen few options how to use the global options in the real time when you require. And we have seen date, no date, center, no center, number, no number. We have seen user is equal to default work library. You can specify any library. And we have seen no source, no nodes. And we have seen year cutoff. And we have seen caps, no caps. And we have seen OBS option. And we have seen few options as well. And in today's class, we will discuss about proc export procedure. What proc export can do? Proc export procedure exports a data set into Excel sheet or maybe CSV file, MS Access file, and it can also export that into text file. So to export a
Sir, your
SAS
voice
data
is
set
low.
into
Your
my
Yes,
my voice is too low.
no, sir.
Yes, sir. It's coming too low, sir.
So if you want to export a SAS data set as an Excel sheet or a CSV file or a MXX file or text file, we use a procedure called proc export. And how to write the program. So for example, I want to export a few data sets which are present in my help library onto my desktop into a folder. So on my desktop, I'm and I'm creating and I'm giving this name of this folder as an Excel. I want to export a few SAS data sets into this folder as Excel sheets. So if you want to do that one, now first of all, I'm writing proc export. Data is equal to the data set that you want to export. Data is equal to I want to export SAS help dot baseball. Then you should in the same statement now we should write out file is equal to I want to export onto this into this folder with the name of baseball backward slash. I'm writing say for example baseball and I want to have it in Excel sheet. I'm writing it .xls. Now in the same statement, then what we should write? We should write a DBMS is equal to you should write XLS. In that folder, if you have already have a baseball Excel sheet, if you want to replace that old data with the new data, use the replace option and keep a semicolon. Now write the run statement. Now select this program and execute the program. Select this and execute the program. Now onto the desktop, in this Excel folder. Now can you see we have a baseball Excel sheet? This is called baseball Excel sheet. This is how we can export a SAS data set as an Excel sheet. Understand this one? When you open a baseball Excel sheet, can you find what we can have in the first row? Can you see what we have in the first row of the Excel sheet? What we have in the first row?
Variable names.
We have the variable names. You know why we have the variable names? By default, in the proc export procedure, we are going to have a default statement which is called put names is equal to by default. What you will have? Put names is equal to yes. That's why whatever the variable names that we have in this data set, those will go as a variable names. Now, if you specifically put names is equal to no, what will happen? Now you will not get the variable names in that Excel sheet. You will not have the variable names at all. So we are going to have only the data. Can you see? No variable names. Just we have only the data. Since we do not have variable names, so now can you see what are the variables that we have? We have column names as A, B, C, D. We are going to have up to Z. So by default, we are going to have a put names is equal to yes. By specific put names is equal to no. You can suppress getting the variable names as in a first order. Now, since I specific put names is equal to yes, again what we are going to have in the first of the Excel sheet, we are going to have a variable names. Understand this one? Now, say for example, the same way, I want to export, hot as an Excel sheet. Then what we should write now? I am writing again proc export data is equal to SAS help dot say for example hot in the I'm writing say for example out file is equal to now I'm writing out file is equal to yes I wanted the path. Now in that Excel folder I want to have it as a hot. Now I'm writing hot.xls. Then within the same program, I'm writing dbms is equal to XLS, same statement XLS. Then I'm writing the replace option, semicolon run. But if I execute this program now, what I'm going to have now, I'm going to have one more Excel sheet in the same folder. Now in that Excel sheet, now can you see I have a hot Excel sheet also in that folder? But what I want to do? Now I want to export multiple data sets into the same Excel book. And if you want to export multiple data sets, each one is in a one sheet into one Excel book. Now, then what we are going to write now, we will write a proc export. Then I'm writing a data is equal to, I'm writing SAS help dot say, for example, this time I want to export SAS help dot cost. Okay. In the same statement, then what we should write? Now I'm going to specify out file is equal to the path of that Excel book, Excel folder. In that Excel folder, I want to have, all ds.xls. This is the book I want to have. In that I'm writing dbms is equal to xls. I am writing the replace option semicolon. Now I'm writing sheet is equal to what's the sheet name I want to have my sheet name as in a cars. Now sheet is equal to cars. Now run the. Generally, if you want, you can also specify the sheet within the quotations. Now select the program and execute the program. Now in that Excel folder, sorry, in that folder, can you see I have an all ds? In that all ds, now I'm going to have one sheet called cars. Can you see what the sheet I'm having now? Cars. Now in the same book, now I want to export, snacks, or I want to export the shoes. So I'm copying the same program. So the path is going to be the same. What is the path? The path is all ds.xls only. But this time, what I want to do, I want to export shoes, shoes. Now sheet is equal to, I want to have a shoes. So within the same path, now we are going to have a different sheet. And we have already having we are already having in a car. So now we are going to have one more sheet. And this time the sheet is going to be shoes. Now can you see we have cars and we have shoes also. In that way, I want to export multiple sheets, multiple data sets, each one as in a one sheet in the same book. Now, this time, I want to do, say, for example, snacks. SAS.snacks and sheet is equal to, I'm writing, say, for example, snacks. The path is going to be the same. Now, if I execute this program, yes, we are going to have one more sheet in the same book. Now, this time, I'm writing, say, for example, SAS gas, and I want to have sheet name as a gas. Select it and execute it. Now we are going to have the gas there. And now again I'm writing the same thing. And this time I'm writing say for example fish. Fish. I'm writing say for example fish here. Now I'm selecting this program, executing this one. Now I'm going to have one more thing which is called as a fish. Now say if I go there and if I open the all ds. Okay, so what we have? We have cars, shoes, snacks, gas, and fish. Understand everybody? Is this clear? No. So far, every time, we are exporting, a data set as an XLS sheet, XLS file, right? But this time, what I want to do, I want to export. I want to export as an XLSX file. This time, I want to export, say, for example, rent. So what I'm doing now, this time, I'm writing, say, for example, I want to have it as in a ds.xlsx. I want to have an XLSX file. Now, dbms is equal to what should I write? I am writing XLSX. And what is that name I want to have? I want to have name as in, say, for example, rent. Now, if I select the program and execute the program, now I'm going to have a different format this time. Now, see in the new folder, now in the Excel folder, now can you see I'm having a new one called DS. If I give a right click and if I go to the properties, now can you see what the property I'm having now? This is called XLSX file. Understand this one? Into the same book, I want to export multiple files. So this time I want to do, say, for example, lake. And I'm writing, say, for example, lake. Into the same XLS book, we are going to have second one, which is a lake. Understand this one? Into the same file, this time I want to export, say, for example, class. Now I'm writing class. Here, sheet is equal to what should I write now? I am writing the class. Now, if I execute this program in the same XLS book, we are going to have three sheets. Now, can you see? We have rent, we have lake, and we have class. Understand this one? And this is how we are going to export a data set as an either XLS file or XLSX file. Now, I want to export as an a CSV files. So if you want to export as a CSV file, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a CSV. So in the same new folder, now I'm creating one subfolder and I'm creating a subfolder as an a CSV. Into the CSV folder, I want to export few data sets as a CSV file. Shift, right click, copy as path. Tell me how we can export as a data set as a CSV file. How we can do that one? Now I'm writing proc export data is equal to, yes, I want to export, say, for example, SAS help.air. And then in the same statement, now I'm writing out file is equal to path of that one. So in the CSV folder, I want to have it as an air only. I'm writing air.csv. In the same statement, now dbms is equal to CSV. If you have already same file, write the replace option, keep a semicolon. Now write the run statement. Now select the program and execute the program. Now what we are going to have in the CSV folder, I am going to have a CSV file called air. While you're exporting, now you can specify here SAS out data is equal to SAS help.air. Now we can write here keep option. We can write the drop option. If you want, you can write the rename option. If you want, you can write the where option also. Depends upon a requirement. You can write any options because these options works with both if both data step and proc step also. This time, I want to export one more data set. Now I'm writing, say, for example, proc export data is equal to this time. I want to have SAS, I want to have, I'm writing, say, for example, maps.africa. And I want to have CSV file name as an Africa only. Now I'm writing, say, for example, africa.csv. And then dbms is equal to CSV. Now select the program and execute it. Now we are going to have one more CSV file called Africa. Understand this one? Everybody clear with this one? This is how we are going to export data sets as in CSV files. Now, what I want to do, I want to export few data sets as MS Access files. I want to export as an MS Access files. How we can do that one? Now I'm writing, proc export data is equal to what is the data set that you want to export. I want to export, say, for example, shoes data set. Now I'm writing, say, for example, SAS help dot shoes. Then I'm writing out table is equal to what is the table name you want to have. I want to have a table name shoes only. Then now within the same statement, I am writing DBMS is equal to I am writing access. If you want, you can add the replace option and keep. Then you should write a database is equal to you should write the path of the MS Access file. I want to create MS Access file, in the same new folder. I want to create a MS Access file in this folder. I'm creating a new folder. I'm writing it as an access folder. Now in this access folder, I'm writing shift right click copy as path. Now go to the program. Now I'm writing so database is equal to in the access folder. I want to have, say, for example, you know, I want to have it as an a, say, for example, help dot help help dot mdb. This is the extension for MS access file. Now keep a semicolon. Now write the run statement. Now select the program and execute it. Now in that access folder. Now can you see I'm going to have help. Unfortunately, I couldn't open this one. Now I want to open this one. Open. It is present on my desktop. Browse. Browse. It is present on my desktop. On my desktop, I have a new folder. In that access folder, in that help, select that one. Click on the OP. Now it is going to get opened. Now can you see here we have a shoes table. Now can you see we have the data like this one. Clear this one? This is how we are going to export
Sir, please
a
can you
data
repeat
set.
this MS Access?
Pardon?
Sir, please can you repeat this MS Access once?
Now, if you want to export, say for example, here I have a libraries. In that I have a maps library. In the maps library, say for example, I have an Asia. I want to export this as an MS Access file. So how to write a program? We should write a proc export. Data is equal to what is the data set that you want to export. I want to export from maps library and I want to export Asia data set. Then what we should do, you should write out table is equal to what is the table name you want to have. I want to have my table name as an Asia only. Then you should write a dbms is equal to access. This is the dbms for access file. And then if you want, you can write the replace option. If you have already that have with the same name a table called Asia, and you should rename that one, replace that one. And then you should write a database is equal to, you should write the path now. So I want to do it into the same path. That's why I'm copying the same path. Copy the path and paste it over here. Now keep a semicolon, then write the run statement. Now if I select this and execute this one, then we are going to have, if I go to that folder, new folder, in that new folder, access folder, in that access folder, now I have an helper. If I open this one, this is a problem with the mesh access file. Okay, so I'm going my Microsoft 365 suite, and in that on the left side we can find what are the applications that we have. Here I have MS Access. Open that one. Yes, here it has been opened. So it is there in the help. Open that help. Can you see in the help we have a shoes and Asia? Open that Asia now. Here we have an Asia table. This is how we export. Understand this one? Now, what happened? We lost all that. Now, this time, here I have in a folder. In this folder, to this folder, I'm creating one more folder in that folder. I'm creating a new folder and I'm giving the folder name as a name text files. I want to export a few data sets as a text files. If you want to export data sets as a text files, then first of all, I'm getting the path of this one, shift right click, copy as path. Now go to the program, how we can export. If you want to export as a text files, you should write proc export. Data is equal to SAS help.class. This is the data set I want to export. Then you should write out file is equal to, you should write the path. In this text files folder, I want to have it as a class. I want to have it as a txt because it's a text file. And then you should write the dbms is equal to, for the text files, the dbms is going to be tab. If you have already with the same name, you should write the replace option. And then finally, I'm writing the run and semicolon. Now select the program and execute the program. Now go to that libraries. In the libraries, we have work library. Sorry, I should go to that on desktop. Here we have a new folder. In that I have a text files folder. Now can you see in that I have a class text file? So we can export a data set as a text file. When I'm exporting between the values, can you see what I have here? What we have between the values? Between the values, we have a tab space. This is the default. But if you do not want to have a tab space, if you want to have something else, now see what I'm doing. I'm copying the same program again, but this time I want to have it as I'm copying the same program and I'm pasting it over here. But this time, what I want to do? I want to have a class one.txt. But here I'm writing one extra statement called delimiter is equal to, I am writing, within the quotations, comma. If I write the delimiter statement, extra statement, now in that folder, I'm going to have one more text file, which is class one. Now, can you see between the values what we have now? Comma. Now, instead of comma, I want to have some, say, for example, here we have a comma, but this time I want to have an asterisk symbol. If you want to have asterisk symbol, then I'm writing like this one. So I'm writing, asterisk symbol. Now I'm selecting this program and I'm executing it. Sorry, I want to have it as a class 2 this time. Now, if I execute this program, yes, in the same folder, we are going to have a class 2. Now, can you see in the class 2 what we have now? Between the values, we are going to have an asterisk symbol. Clear, everybody? So this is how we can export a data set. So in today's class, we exported a SAS data set. As an Excel sheet and as a CSV file and as an MS Access file, and we exported as an text file. And in the Excel sheet, we have done two different types of Excels. We have done XLS and we have done XLSX. Clear, everybody?
So can you repeat XLS?
XLS, same way. The same way, but we should write instead of XLS, we should XLSX. Say, for example, here in the SAS help library, I have a data set called maybe I will take some data set called count series. Okay, this one. I want to export this one as XLSX. How we can do that one? Now I want to export that into Excel folder. Into this folder, I want to export. Now copying the path. Now go to the program. How we can do that one? Tell me how to export in a data set XLSX. Proc export. Data is equal to SAS help dot count series. And what we should write? Out file is equal to path. I want to have it as an count series only. But what we should write? Dot s dot XLSX. DBMS is equal to XLSX. If you have already, you should write the replace, run. Now select the program and execute it. Now in the same folder, now I'm going to have count series XLSX file. Give a right click, go to properties. Can you see what I'm having here? I'm having XLSX file. And this is how we have data in it.
PDF का मन export చేయొచ్చు sir.
No, you cannot do PDF export and all. We can do only ODS. If you want to have a PDF file, okay, or if you want to have an HTML, PDF or HTML or what you call RTF file, okay, if you want to have an XML file or you want to have a post script, all these files, what you can do, we can do it by only ODS concept. Output delivery system. Remember, we have done
Yes,
that
sir.
ODS.
Yes sir, thank you sir.
So this is about proc export. Okay. Clear, everyone? So we have only 2/3 of the people in today's class, sir. I don't know why we have only 60 members, sir. And can we continue in tomorrow's class?
Sir, excuse me.
Proc import? Yes.
Sir, for while exporting every type of file, you mentioned the out file, right? For the MS
Yes.
Access file, you mentioned out table. May I know why, sir?
Because
Is it
in the
mandatory
MS
or-
Access, yes, it is. It is in MS Access file. The data will be stored in a form of tables.
Okay, sir.
Okay. In one Excel book, sorry, in one MS Access file, we are going to have a number of tables. So that's why you have to mention it as in a table, out table.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, then we'll continue. Yes.
So do we have class
For
tomorrow?
XLS.
Yes, we have. Somebody is asking something. XLSX.
For XLS, XLSX, ఏదైనా difference ఉందా సార్ both?
No, the version is different. That's it. If it is before 2003, we call it an XLS. If it is an advanced than the 2003, we call it an XLSX.
Thank you.
Okay then. Okay then. See you in tomorrow's class.